Um, faux has lost control of its viewers, and faux was founded to control the GQP maggot base, but now the hosts are in the thrall of their worst viewers. Now, Roger Ailes came up with the idea of faux back in the 1970s when he was working as an image consultant for the then President Richard Nixon, and from the get-go, the idea was that a TV network would be a top-down propaganda outlet that would manipulate and control its viewers, especially the more conservative ones. Now, people are fucking lazy, which of course the Republicans are. Which and I read a document titled "I plan for putting the GQP on TV news that was presented to Nixon back in 1970." Now with TV, you just sit, watch, and listen, and the thinking is done for you. Even though the document was unsigned, it's widely believed to be the work of Ailes, who wanted a pro-administration mouthpiece that could go around the traditional media. And the plan didn't get off the ground during the Nixon administration, and it's arguable, and Ailes certainly believed, that if such a network had existed at the time, Nixon would have very well been able to survive the Watergate scandal. Faux would have been able to blast Republican voters with nonstop excuses that they could use to ignore the uncomfortable reality that their then president was irredeemably corrupt. And the proof of concept is evident. Donald Trump has survived multiple scandals that all make Watergate look like small stakes, and largely because faux is on hand to feed the GQP voters all the rationalizations that they need to stick by Trump's fat ass. Roger Ailes, who died in 2017, was able to make his right-wing news network a reality back in 1996 when he used Rupert Murdoch's backing to fund faux, a defamation lawsuit against faux by Dominion voting machines, which a judge delayed the start of until Tuesday, has already revealed that faux does not work as Ailes imagined it would. It is not a top-down propaganda outlet exploiting the empty heads of its right-wing audience in order to exert mind control over them. On the contrary, pre-trial documents filed by Dominion show the opposite. Faux content is determined largely by the audience, and faux viewers want their favorite network to affirm the various racist conspiracy theories that proliferate on right-wing social media, and faux leadership, and eager to keep their sycophants and ad dollars, has been all too willing to comply. But even when, as the documents show, they're well aware that the news that they're reporting is lying to them. And even though, like I said, faux is not news because they lie and they don't really give you news, and I don't consider them entertainment because they don't entertain me at all. And now, indeed, the relationship that Ailes imagined between the network, its viewers, and the GOP is turning out to be the inverse of what he imagined it would be. He wanted faux to be a place where Republican leadership handed out marching orders of what to think and how to act to a compliance audience. Instead, it's the audience who is using faux to set the priorities for the GQP. Ideas and demands burble up from the fever swamps out of right-wing social media where they're picked up by faux. After these foul notions to get highlighted by fascist hype men like the racist piece of shit Tucker Carlson and the racist cunt Laura Ingraham, the Repug leaders often scramble to turn the ever more radical views of the faux audience into actual policy. Now, Dominion alleges that faux, in its eagerness to validate Trump's false claim that current President Joe Biden stole the 2020 election from him, which Joe Biden did not steal the election, and he repeatedly presented as fact conspiracy theories accusing Dominion voting machines of changing votes, which that was not true either. And for a few months, Dominion's court filings have revealed embarrassing internal communications from faux leadership and its host, showing that they were deeply worried that their viewers would abandon them if they didn't do more to elevate the big lie and its attendant conspiracy theories. Now, respecting this audience, whether we agree or not, is critical," said the racist ugly fuck Sean Hannity wrote in one text, arguing that faux needed to step up its game in airing these election conspiracy theories, even though we all know full well that Biden was the actual winner. Now, after all, faux is a propaganda outlet, but it's also a profit-driven company. Making money means giving their audience what it wants. Faux audience wants lies. As Murdoch agreed during his deposition, it is not red or blue. It's nothing more than green, meaning money. Now, despite this lawsuit, if you tune into faux any given night, you can see that things haven't changed. What's put on air is dictated by the racist obsessions, culture, war, paranoia, and conspiracy theories that the maggot base proliferates on social media. Republican leaders then bend towards what faux is pushing. As an example, Look at the case of Daniel Perry, who was recently and correctly found guilty of murder for killing a Black Lives Matter protester in 2020. And this isn't an ambiguous case. The evidence showed Perry was telling friends ahead of time of his desire to shoot some protesters, and he deliberately drove his car into a protest for no other reason than to pick a fight with the protesters. His murder victim, Garrett Foster, was armed, but the evidence shows that Foster did not threaten Perry in any way with his gun that he was carrying. It's an open and shut murder case. But the scumbuckets of right-wing social media want it to be legal to kill Democrats whenever they want. Carlson, who's always eager to amplify the racist piece of shit Carlson, he's always eager to amplify the nastiest rhetoric of social media, and has taken up the cause, championing Perry as a hero, and demanding his pardon when he should be serving life in prison. And the Republican governor of Texas, another douchebag, Greg Abbott, hopped too, and pressuring the pardon board into offering a recommendation for Perry's release so that he can sign it. It's likely that the relationship between faux and its viewers did at one time exist how Ailes imagined it, where faux tells people what to believe and they obediently listen. The advent of social media, however, shifted the locus of power away from the network to its viewers. Now on social media, there's no real check on how wild conspiracy theories can get, or how far misinformation can spread. And to compete with this, faux has to offer the same high-octane right-wing nuttery. It's likely that the trial will result in an even more embarrassing evidence of how much faux has reshaped itself to appeal to its audience's ugly desires. And on Friday, faux had blitzed reporters with a statement that bragged that the case has no impact on our viewership, and that FNC remains the most watched network and cable. And for once, it's reasonable to believe that something faux is saying. And after all, the network has gotten very good at keeping viewers by giving them exactly what they want, nothing but lies. And even though faux has admitted to lying to us, lying to everybody, that's why I don't watch it, because I don't watch liars. And I don't watch liars anyway. So basically, and Dominion and faux have already settled their case. And so basically, faux was gonna pay Dominion like damn near $787 million or something like that. So that's gonna hurt faux eventually. So basically, if faux settled, that means they were lying and that they were wrong and that they were covering up a crime. So there's that. But if you like the video, you can give the video a like and subscribe to my channel, RBW King. You can also hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. You can also go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you want to support my work even further, you can donate to my Patreon link, which you can find in the About section of YouTube. And for just as little as a few bucks a video or a month, your donation can help go a long way. And thanks for listening.